Are you looking for a textured crochet stitch that has a little bit of a zigzag movement to it? If you are, the mini bean crochet stitch might just be the one for you. It can be done in a singular color as well as multiple colors. I'm Rachel from Hope Corner Farm, and by day I'm a home ec teacher who teaches hundreds of students how to crochet. And if you're ready to learn how to crochet the mini bean stitch, let's grab a hook and some yarn and we'll get crocheting. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos, and don't forget to give me some feedback on this video. Give me a like or a comment, let me know what I did well or things that I could improve upon. So for today's tutorial, for most of it, I'm going to be using a size J 6.0 millimeter crochet hook. When I get to the color changing part, I will switch to a size H 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. For the majority of this tutorial, I'm going to be using this size 4 medium weight yarn here, and it's going to be in this turquoise color. When I get to the color changing, I am switching to a size 3 because it's what I had on hand yarn, which is a fine weight yarn. So gather your stuff, whatever hook size and whatever yarn size you would like, and we'll get started. So this stitch needs multiples of 2 plus 1. So what that means is I'm going to chain in multiples of 2 until I get to my desired width or length, and then I'm going to add 1 stitch. So for this tutorial, my multiple of 2 plus 1 is going to be 15. So my multiple of 2 is 14, and then I'm going to add 1 to take it to 15. So I'm going to start by chaining 15. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So again, 15 is my multiple of 2 plus 1. Now, if you need to see how to chain stitch and slower, more detailed moves, I've got a link to a video that takes it a lot slower below. Now we're ready for row 1. So for row 1, we're going to start in the third chain from the hook. So we're skipping 1 and 2, and we're working into the third chain from the hook. Now I actually like to flip it over and work into the back bump of the chain. So I'm going to go right here into this back bump. I'm going to insert my hook. I am not yarning over or anything. I'm simply inserting my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through that loop. Now there's 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, go back into that same back bump space of the chain. Yarn over, pull through that loop again. Now there's 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and that completes what we call the mini bean. Now some people like to close it. They consider closing the mini bean by chaining 1. I like to consider it a separate stitch because it makes it easier when you get to row 2 to figure out where to place your next stitches. So let's go to the next one. So we're going to skip this back bump and this chain, and we're going to go to the next one. So we're skipping a chain, and we're going to go to the next one, and we're going to repeat. We're going to complete a mini bean stitch into that back bump. So we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through that loop. Now there's 2 loops on my hook. We're going to yarn over, go back into that same space, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops to complete the mini bean stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1, skip a stitch. I'm going to go into the next one. So we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, go back into that back bump, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1, skip 1. And I'm going to keep going until I get to the end of the row. I should be ending my row with a mini bean stitch and not a chain 1. So if you're ending with a chain 1 and skipping, you're doing it incorrectly. So we're going to keep chaining 1, skipping 1, and then mini bean in the next. Chain 1, skip 1, mini bean in the next, chain 1, skip 1, and then again we should end the row with a mini bean stitch in the very last stitch. So we're going to go into the back bump of that last chain, and we're going to work a mini bean stitch, and that completes row 1. So you can see what that looks like for row 1. Now we're ready to go on to row 2. So again, I said I do this just a little bit different than most people. So I consider this ending with a mini bean stitch. Now to start row 2, I'm going to chain 2 to start row 2. Some people consider the last row having ended after chaining 1 because they close their mini bean stitch with a chain 1. I am not closing that stitch with a chain 1. It's really just a technicality in how it's written and how it's understood. I'm just considering my mini bean stitch where I insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through those 4 loops. So once I've pulled through the 4 loops, I consider that the end of my mini bean stitch, and I consider the chain 1 separate. Little technical differences, I guess I should say. So for row 2, I'm going to start by chaining 2, and I'm going to turn. Now, I am going to work into the mini bean stitch from the previous row. So that's why I do it a little bit differently. It makes it a little more sense. I'm working into the mini bean stitch and not the chain 1 space. So this is the chain 1, this is the mini bean stitch. So we're working right here into this first stitch, and we're going to work a mini bean stitch into that first stitch. So again, we've chained 2, we've turned, and now we're going to work into this mini bean stitch. So we're going right here, we're going to insert our hook, we're going to yarn over, pull through that stitch. Now there's 2 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, go back into that same stitch, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, pull back through. Now you should have 4 loops on your hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 4 loops to complete the mini bean stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to work into the next mini bean stitch. And I'm going to repeat and place another mini bean stitch into the mini bean stitch from the previous row. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, where I've struggled is for some reason I really want to yarn over. Don't do that when you start. When you start, you are simply just inserting your hook, then you yarn over, pull through, then you'll have 2 loops. Now we'll yarn over, go back into the same space, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through that same space, and there will be 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. Chain 1, skip. And you're just going to keep working all the way across. You're going to chain 1, skip, and then mini bean, and you're going to keep alternating those all the way across to the end of the row. Now you should be ending again with a mini bean stitch. So again, chain 1, skip, mini bean, chain 1, skip, and then we're going to go mini bean, chain 1, skip, and then here's where we're going to work our last stitch. We're ignoring those chains that we skipped at the very beginning, and we're going to work into this last mini bean stitch here, and we're going to place a mini bean stitch into that. So insert, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. There's 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops, and that completes row 2. Now we're ready for row 3, and row 3 is going to be the row that we're going to repeat for the remainder of our project. Each row is exactly the same. We're going to keep repeating row 3. I say row 3 because it's just a tiny bit different than row 2, and that's why I go with a row 3 repeat. You'll see others who maybe say row 2. But for row 3, we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work into this mini bean stitch from the previous row, and so the first stitch we're going to work a mini bean stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 2 loops, yarn over, go back into the same space, insert, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 4 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 4 to complete the mini bean stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1, skip 1, and then I'm going to mini bean into the next. And I'm going to keep repeating the chain 1, skip 1, mini bean all the way until the end of the row. So it's almost exactly like row 2. I'll show you the differences just at the very end. So skip, we're going to mini bean, chain 1, skip, mini bean stitch, chain 1, skip, mini bean stitch, chain 1, skip, and then we're going to, like the last row, we are working into the last mini bean from the last row. One thing I just wanted to point out is we are not working into that chain 2 and that we used to turn and get to the same height. So this is going to kind of just fade into the project. We're basically ignoring it. We're not working into it at all. We're just working into this mini bean stitch here. So into that last mini bean stitch, we are not yarning over. We're just going to insert our hook, We're going to yarn over, pull through the space. Now there's 2 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, go back into the same space, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 4 on the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through all 4, and that completes row 3. So I would just keep on repeating row 3 for the remainder of the project. Now I'll show you how to color change. So the mini bean stitch is a great stitch to change colors every row. The only problem is you are going to have your yarn tails that you have to weave in if you change colors every row. So you only have this issue if you're changing colors every row. So keep that in mind if you want to switch colors, but it does add a neat look to it. So to switch colors with the mini bean stitch, right here I've finished a row with this orange. I just finished with a mini bean stitch. Now I'm ready to bring in my next color. So I've cut my orange off. I'm going to bring in my new color. I'm going to drape it over my hook, and I'm going to pull it through the loop that was on my hook. I'm going to tighten with my old color, so I'm pulling on the orange to tighten it, and I'm also going to just pin it down here with my thumb and my middle finger. I've got my new color ready to go, and I'm going to chain 2 with my new color. Before I turn, I tighten everything one more time. I'm going to turn my work, and then I would work just like I normally would. So again, into this first stitch here, into the mini bean from the last row, we're going to work another mini bean stitch. So we're going to mini bean right here into this first stitch. So insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go back into the same space, insert, yarn over, pull through. Now there's 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1 and skip, and then mini beans. So just like we did with row 3, it's the same thing even when you're changing colors. You're chaining 1, skipping a stitch, working a mini bean stitch into the mini bean from the previous row. And you just keep doing that all the way across the row. And that's how you would change colors with the mini bean stitch. Like I said, it adds kind of a fun detail to it, but it is a little bit more work because there are yarn tails that you're going to have to weave in, especially if you're doing multiple color changes like this one right here. If I were only doing a couple of color changes, I could carry that yarn up the side and that would be fine. But if you change colors every row like I did with this sample, obviously you would have yarn tails to weave in. And then I'm going to show you guys how I end this project. So there's a couple of tips for success I would like to share for this mini bean stitch. So first things first, we're going to chain 2 and turn, and we're going to start another row 3. So again, you're making sure you're working into this very first stitch right here. That's my first tip. You can even pull it open and you can see right here in that hole, that's where we're going to work our first stitch into. Now the biggest issue that I have found with this stitch is, first off, naturally for some reason I feel like I want to yarn over and then insert. Don't do that. Again, you start the mini bean stitch just with the 1 loop on your hook that came from the end of the previous stitch. You're going to insert your hook into that first stitch, then you're going to yarn over and pull through. Now the second tip for success for me is I don't know if you noticed in the video, but I use my index finger and I put them on those loops to kind of keep them at the same tension and distance that I want them to be. This stitch, if you let them get a little bit long, I'll let that one get a little bit long, and then you're just going in here, it kind of changes the look of the mini bean stitch, especially if you look from this side. This loop right here will get a little bit baggy if you don't control that tension. So one way that I control the tension is I literally just use my index finger here, my pointer finger, to hold my tension where I want it. I do that with a lot of crochet stitches. So again, I insert, I yarn over, pull through. I'm going to use my finger to hold tension. I'm going to yarn over, I move my finger up to the next loop. I insert, I yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 4 loops on my hook and I can pull through all 4 loops. The other thing when it comes to tension is don't let these loops get too tight on your crochet hook. I'll tighten this up and I'll show you why it's an issue. So if I have everything super tight here on my hook, so these loops are pretty tight on there, it makes it really hard to kind of get that crochet hook through there. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't make the loops on your hook too tight because it's going to kind of make things hard to pull through here. Kind of keep them at a nice little distance. That's kind of like how I like to keep them here, and work them that way. It makes it easier for you to get that crochet hook through. And those are a couple of tips that I have found that help with this crochet stitch. The other thing I want to remind you is that chain 2 that we start the row with, we basically ignore it and we don't work into it. It kind of fades into the fabric of our crochet stitch. The last thing I want to point out is to count the mini bean stitch. It's just like any other crochet stitch. If you look at the top edge of it, you can count the V's, and each V counts as one stitch. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So yet again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 stitches here. So we lose 2 on that chain stitch. Remember, I chained 15 to start, and now I have 13 stitches. Now I'll show you how I finish this row. So once you're ready to finish your project, you can either end with just a regular mini bean stitch, and that's how I usually end this project, but sometimes people like a more definite edge to finish with. So you could end with just a repeat of row 3 wherever you would like, or you could simply chain 1, turn, and then place 1 single crochet in each stitch across. So I'll show you what this looks like. You have to make sure you're catching those chain 1 spaces as well. So not only the mini bean are you working into, but also the chain 1. And that can sometimes be a little bit tight depending on how you've crocheted. So don't forget to catch that stitch as you're going across here. Not only the mini bean, but also the chain 1 stitch from the previous row. So I'll get to the end here and show you what this looks like. Again, I usually just end this stitch with another repeat of row 3, and I don't worry about the single crochet row. It's a total personal preference here. And then again, we're just going to work into that mini bean. We're going to ignore the chain 2. And we're just going to work a regular single crochet stitch. And that's what a row of regular single crochet stitches would look like. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos. And if you're looking for more fun textured crochet stitches, check out my tutorial for the feather stitch right here. And I hope you guys have a blessed day.